Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, the show that inspires, educates, and empowers you. Today on I Have Today, we have such an amazing show planned for you. And our theme for this show this week is how to stop negative thoughts and recharge mentally. And we're picking this topic this week because given everything that's going on this planet, with this global pandemic, there has been this opportunity for us to kind of take a break, or most of us anyway. There's amazing, healers and people in the medical field and people who are really helping and serving in a lot of ways. A lot of people haven't had the chance to slow down, but for the most part, most of us have had a chance to just kind of stop the, craziness, insanity of our lives, or the busyness of our lives, and have had a chance to just kind of go within and settle in and take a break and recharge in many ways. And even Mother Earth herself, she's gotten a big break from, the congestion and the pollution and the noise. And so, but what I want to talk about today is a different type of slowing down. Well, that's been really good in one way. Something that I want us to stop doing is to stop the negative thinking that's going on, that's holding you back in your life, and it's causing you stress, anxiety, worry, depression. It could be mental issues, could be health issues, and unrest in your life. And by doing that, be able to recharge your battery so that you can be focused on more positive, empowering, uplifting thoughts, creating more happiness, joy, and fulfillment in your life. So that's what we're going to talk about today at the beginning monologue. And then I'm going to bring on my amazing guest, Michelle Patterson, who is a DYNAMO extraordinaire woman. I mean, this woman is such an advocate for women in the world. She's the founder of The Real Share. She's also the Chief Experience Officer at myjane, and she's got a bio that reads like a Bible. It's just incredible what she has done and is doing in the world. And she's going to share her story with us very openly and candidly about what's been happening in her life. And a little over a year ago, she got a very scary diagnosis that she was only going to have 90 days to live. Well, here she is over a year later, and she's thriving and she's strong and she's doing it amazingly well. And she took her journey through cancer, breast cancer, and she decided to help herself and do it naturally. So she's got a lot to say about that. So you're going to want to make sure that you tune in for that. And then we have the Mentor Me Minute segment where I get to coach you whatever is going on in your life for one whole minute, whatever it is. So be sure to write comments in the comments section and for your chance for me to pick you and coach you, because one lucky winner who asks me questions live is going to win a new I Have Today mug. Look, we got I Have Today all over the place. We got the logo there, we got the logo there, we got the logo here. So you're going to get a chance to win your I Have Today coffee mug. And then we always end the show with a powerful mantra meditation based on everything that we talk about in the show, so I can tie it in and make it really tangible for you and shift you on a mental, emotional, physical, spiritual level so that you leave this show feeling a lot better than you did at the end of it than when you started. So excited to have you here. If you're watching us live, you can see us live on E360 TV right now, on YouTube, and on Facebook at I Have Today with Diane Forster. And if you're on the I Have Today with Diane Forster page, that's where you can leave your comments and let me know that you're here. Leave your questions there for the Mentor Me Minute. I've got Kelly manning the back stage here, and she's got all the technology going so that we can get your questions in right away. She can feed them to me. And hey, Silk, I see you there. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks so much for being here. Well, so happy to have you here. And so that's what's going on today. So let me start first with giving you some tips and some strategies on how you can stop your negative thoughts and recharge mentally. Now, a lot of the work that I do is around mindset. it's my belief that you shouldn't do anything else in your life until you do your mindset work first, because no matter what it is you're trying to change in your life or to improve in your life, if there's something that's blocking you, it's in the mind. So while we live in this great, big, beautiful world, the only world that matters is this one between our ears. And so that's where most of my work is focused on. And that's where I spent a lot of my time and energy, not just for on this platform or with coaching people privately, but in my own life. I've discovered that I have to do mindset work every single day in my own life. So I'm an eager student of life about that. And when I learn something, I want to teach it. When I get something, I want to give it. And so today I want to give you some things that have worked for me and are working for me, and tell you a couple of the habits that I have that really have a powerful, positive impact on my mindset. So the first thing I want to say to you is you really need to be cognizant about where you're getting your information from, because we are literally sponges. The subconscious mind is designed to take in information and collect data. That's its only role. And as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, 95% of the thoughts that we're thinking today are the same exact thoughts that we're thinking yesterday. And I just love him, but he's got reams and reams and reams of data and research to prove that this is what's happening. But what I want to share with you is my analogy, my metaphor of what's happening. So what happens is from the time we're born till about the age 7 or 8 years old, our brain is really in theta, the theta brain state. And that's from Dr. Bruce Lipton, right? So all the subconscious does is collect data and the imprints. So every time you're told no, every time you have a fight, every time, you get hurt, anything, and the good stuff too, but the negative stuff gets in there too. And all it does is collect the data. So what's going on in the brain and in the mind is 95% of it is in the subconscious, where all it's doing is collecting everything that's ever happened to you. And only 5% is in the conscious. So we have, in the 5% of the conscious mind, we have 30 thoughts per second, which seems like a lot, 30 thoughts, 30 thoughts, 30 thoughts. Well, in the subconscious mind, we have 400 million bits of information going on every single second. It's just, you can't even fathom it. You're not even consciously aware of it. So that's where a lot of your negative thinking is anchored. And here's where I like to compare it to. All right. So say you have your phone in your hand or your computer, your laptop, whatever you're watching this on or listening to this, and you have this device, right? So I'm a 55-year-old woman. Imagine that my phone is 55 years old and my phone never had an upgrade and never had a software update and never had antiviral software input into it. It's never had an upgrade ever. How slow and sick would this phone run, right? It would be able to do just like a handful of operations. It wouldn't do anything near what it's capable of doing. Well, when you don't upgrade the subconscious, the same thing is happening to you. So your subconscious is running the show, and all of your negative thoughts and thinking is what's driving your life. So we need to upgrade the hardware, the hard drive, what I call all those dandelions in the subconscious mind, and replace that field of dandelions with a bed of roses instead. And so I'm going to give you some quick things that you can do today to start you headed in the right direction. Okay. All right. So the first thing, like I started to say, is you got to be really cognizant of where you're getting information, because you are just collecting that data. So I'm going to ask you, how are you using your time? Where are you getting your information from? What media are you ingesting? What are you taking in? Because even though you think you're just watching the news and it's not having an impact on you, it is, because in your subconscious mind and on a cellular level, even though you're viewing it, it's happening to you. The body and the mind think it's happening to us. So think about that for a second and be really cognizant about where you're getting your information from and the effect that it's having on you. So maybe you don't watch the news for a while. Maybe you just read the news, or be really, really discerning where you're getting your information from. Okay. So that's number one. Number two is that you don't need to go back all the way to wherever the limiting belief, the negative emotion, the bad experience, any of that stuff happened to you. You do not need to go back to the root of the problem to stop it from affecting your negative thinking today. Okay, you can start recharging your battery today right from where you are. If you have awareness about it, that's good enough. Because like I said, 400 million bits per second, you're never going to uncover them all. You're never going to uncover them all. So you don't have to go all the way back to figure out how to start from today on changing that and recharging your battery. Okay. So that's really good news. That lets you off the hook. You know, for me, and this is my opinion, I've been to therapy before, and there are amazing therapists out there, and I've had some good experience with therapy. But when I went through my whole reinvention, talk therapy did not work for me because we kept rehashing what was happening over and over and over again. All right. So that wasn't working for me. So think about what's happening for you. What conversations, what dialogue, what fight or challenge or struggle are you keeping alive, and what are you bringing from your yesterday into your today that's creating the same outcomes for you, that's not allowing the battery to recharge in your mind? Think about what you're doing. Is it a negative boss? Or you're fighting with your sister or your mother or your daughter or your friend, or you're unhappy in your relationship, or you're struggling with your weight, or you're tired of having that same dialogue over and over again, right? Because he always this or she never that. All of that is keeping you stuck and not allowing your battery to recharge. Okay. So think really carefully about how you're showing up today that might be bringing up the past from yesterday. All right. And now the last thing I want to share with you is, what are you doing and what are your habits? Because this is just a habit that we can control. We have to work this muscle every single day. Like you work your body every day, you got to work your mindset every day. There's a lot of trapped data in there. And so that's going to keep coming up until you keep it at bay every day. And so I've shared this before. I have my nurture my spirit, mind, and body routine that I do in the morning. I meditate, then I journal, then I go move my body. And that sets me up for success every day. That's how I set healthy boundaries for myself. That allows me to fill my tank so that I can give so much more to the rest of the world. How are you using your morning? And so one of the things that I'm doing right now that I want to share with you is, this is the year of radical change for me. I decided to, declare this the year of radical change. And I've done a lot of things. I gave up alcohol. I gave up sugar. I gave up coffee. I learned to speed read. I'm reading a book a week. And one of the things that I'm doing, I'm removing things and then I'm adding things in, because I believe in, you don't just take things away because then you feel that deprivation. You got to replace it with something else. And so one of the other things that I've added in is I started something where I said, every single week, I want to follow somebody new who inspires me, motivates me, empowers me, helps me grow, helps me learn, helps me expand. And so this week's person that I started following is a guy named Brian Scott. And he's on YouTube. He's got 96,000 subscribers. He's motivational, inspirational. And I just discovered this guy. And I love how you go down the rabbit hole and you discover people. It's so much fun. And I love what he's doing. I love the affirmations. I love the recordings. I love who he follows. And so just this morning, this popped up, and he has Dr. Joseph Murphy, Why Did This Happen to Me? And I love that. And so Dr. Joseph Murphy He was an Irish-born American author and New Thought minister ordained in divine science and religious sciences. I had never heard of him before, but obviously now I'm going to look into him now. And so anyway, what Brian shared this morning is an hour and a half recording of something from Dr. Joseph Murphy explaining why this thing happened to you. And I just want to read what he said here. When life does not go as planned, when misfortune strikes, when one is unhappy with the cards one is dealt, we often hear the complaint, why did this happen to me? There is no easy answer to this universal question. And so he explains why some of the things that happen. But what I want to focus on, instead of reading you this whole thing, he says, many people do not think. Millions do not think. They think that they think, but they are mistaken. Because true thinking, which is, we are talking about constructive thinking, is completely free from fear. All fear is based upon externals let me say that again. All fear is based upon externals are causative. Therefore, you must remember that if we do not think for ourselves, someone else will do the thinking for us. This is huge, huge, huge. If you do not choose your own mood, who's going to choose it for you? Newspapers, headlines, the mass mind. We are all subjective. We are all in the mass mind. We are all in the telepathic communication with each other. The people in this world are all extensions of ourselves. I thought that was so powerful. What a great message today. So again, that goes back to my initial thing with be cognizant of where you're getting your information, and you've got to think for yourself. You've got to take the proactive action to change your life. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to give you permission to do it. You've got to do it. You've got to develop these new habits and allow yourself the resources, the habits, the tools, so that you can eliminate and negate the negative thinking and recharge your battery. Okay? All right, so that's the lesson for today. Now, let me share our intention statement with you, which we do every week, which is, I have today to recharge my mental battery. I have today to recharge my mental battery. So in case you're new here and don't know this, on Instagram, I'm at Diane Forster Official. Every single week, my team, the amazing Kelly, she creates wallpaper for you based on the intention statement. So it allows you the opportunity to take that intention statement and really anchor it in. So we use it as I use it as my phone saver. You know, I have one up on my phone every week. I do. So you can find that at Diane Forster Official, and there is a button there that says wallpaper, and they're all in there. So help yourself to those. Okay. All right. So now it's time to bring on my incredible, amazing guest, Miss Michelle Patterson. Hey, Michelle. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so good. I'm so happy to see you on my schedule this morning.
I'm so happy too. It's been way too long, girl. And I'm so excited to have you on the show. Now, I have had Michelle on I Have Today once before. We did a very special masterclass a little over a year ago. That if you want to catch that, that's on my YouTube channel at I Have Today with Diane Forster. Phenomenal show. And I could not wait to have you back on the show because so much has changed since we last got together, right?
A lot has changed.
Yes, a lot has changed. So what I want to do first is just share with the audience a little bit about you, if you don't mind. So Michelle Patterson is the leading advocate for modern holistic health and wellness. When faced with a grim diagnosis, she chose to surround herself with a massive support system, helping her heal across all levels of wellness. She calls them the 5 pillars. Now, during this time of global awakening, Michelle and her WTF wellness team family are becoming conduits for others to find balance and abundance in their 5 pillars through connecting genius, educational and inspirational podcasts, and way, way more. So, and then the accolades and the awards that you have experienced in your life is just phenomenal. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So what I'd like to share, and I hope, I'm seeing you a little bit blurry. Like, Kelly, are you seeing her a little bit blurry? Yeah, you are. Okay, you are a little bit blurry. So I don't know, maybe turn off your Wi-Fi on your phone, maybe. Yeah, I think it's just something with the connection. I mean, I could see you, but I can't see you
Really?
100%
On my
clear.
computer.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Well, hopefully it'll kick in, huh?
I was just saying, you want me to try it on my phone?
Yeah, or maybe turn off Wi-Fi. Are you hardlined, plugged in,
Yeah.
Ethernet? You are. Oh, that's strange. Okay. I don't know.
Let's see. Let me see if I.
Yeah, we'll give it a minute.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, let's see what happens if I do this.
Kelly's on too. Bear with us, guys. This is live TV. So,
if she clicks that
click the cam/mic
at the bottom of the screen.
at the bottom of your screen.
Okay.
And then under camera resolution, try going to high definition.
Under camera resolution, try going to high definition.
There we go. Better?
Yes, it is a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So where I want to go with you, girl, is I want to talk about what, please share with us your journey. What happened with you and your diagnosis and where you were, what happened, and then where you are now.
Yeah, I was thinking about this too, Diane, because you and I had spoke. Really?
Can I interrupt 1 second? We just got, thank you, Jack. So Jack says she is clear to everybody else. Now you're clear to me too.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. Yeah, so it's been celebrated 50. Just had Love Fest 2020, where I did a 50th celebration. We had 4,000 attend. So during COVID,
I was there.
You were there,
I was there.
Part of it. And what I was able to do was highlight the wellness providers that have showed up, in my life this past year. And what happened, I would not change this experience for anything. For anything. It has been truly the most life transforming year that I've had on the planet. And it started out April 15th. I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. I had been feeling just some pain on my left side of my arm. And I went into the doctors a couple times and they sent me home saying I had a pinched nerve and that I would be, fine. And I said, you know what, I don't feel good. I just don't feel good. And I went back in, and on the third time, I ended up going in for a biopsy, and I felt a lump in my left breast, and it came back, and then it just went from there. Was diagnosed with cancer, then was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. So it had metastasized and moved into, all different areas of my body, including the lymph nodes, the spine, the L1, to the point where at one point I had made the decision that I was going to, really show up for myself. My husband and I were sitting in the lake. You've been over. We live right on the lake. And it was before the diagnosis. And he was reading the book, The 12 Rules by Jordan Peterson. And the chapter 2 states, treat yourself like somebody you're responsible for. And he had said to me, he goes, you know what, Michelle, he goes, you're so busy putting on these conferences. I put on the California Women's Conference for the last 15 years. I've done these massive global events. And he says, you need to really just take care of yourself. And that's foreign to a lot of us as women.
Yes.
We go in with this mindset that we have to be mama bear to everybody else and not to ourselves. And I had just had a family member who had gotten home, and it was really this time of being in a place of gratitude and just being thankful that all my family was together. So that was on Thursday where he was reading the book. And then on Tuesday was when the diagnosis happened.
Wow.
Yeah. So I sat back and I just said to myself, you know what? I am going to get after this. I am going to love on myself, and I am going to listen to my body and what my body needs. And so I went on several doctor's appointments, one of which the individual, the doctor said, you have 90 days to live.
Wow.
If you do not do what I am recommending, and that was to take the highest form of chemo, then you will not be here in 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was the oddest thing, because I felt pressured, and in just having this conversation, in fact, I said, you gave me the okay to record this conversation. You're saying I have 90 days to live. I just said, I have a problem with that. Why would you say something like that?
Right.
And so we just, it was really interesting for me to get grounded initially on what I was going to let into my internal ecosystem,
Yeah.
and how I was going to respond to
Mm-hmm.
that. And what happened was nothing short of a miracle. I had decided that I was going to go on a cannabis protocol, and I ended up doing from one PET scan to the next PET scan. The second PET scan, it came back that the original tumor had shrunk 40%.
Wow.
Metastasized had shrunk 52%.
Wow.
And then most recently, I went in for a PET scan, and it's shown since my last PET scan, zero growth. I showed a decrease 5 to 10%. And I attribute that to this several things. One of which is I put together, and this was well before COVID-19, I started a Zoom call, and I put together a group of doctors and wellness providers that I was referred to, that I interviewed, and then I told them, I just said, you know what, I feel I'm a national treasure.
Yes, you are.
At least into my family, and I have this beautiful husband, that I've been married to, and we've been together for 25 years. And
Beautiful family you have.
Beautiful family, and I've worked very, very, very hard, for this family. I mean, like you, Diane, when you talked about giving up things, I had 3 years ago, I decided to go on this quest where I was going to give up alcohol. It wasn't serving me.
Right.
It wasn't putting me in my best, be really just showing up in my best place. And I gave up different things. Since the diagnosis, I've given up everything, but I've also replaced it with fabulous things, and again, would never go back to that way of life before.
Yes.
So it's been really, really, really beautiful. Had some just phenomenal experiences. You talked about Joe Dispenza, and
Yes.
one of the things is I went to his workshop.
I so want to go. I want to go.
Well, it's hard to get in. I mean, especially obviously right now. But what happened was, again, nothing short of a miracle. When I ended up, couldn't get online, I couldn't get to his class, so I went on and I ordered his download class, and I ended up doing it from home, and I didn't miss a day. I did the meditation, and I found myself really getting into meditation. So much so, initially, I was meditating maybe 20 minutes, like, was a long time. I'd do it at night, I'd start meditating, I'd fall asleep, and then that would be the end of it. Well, this, I started meditating an hour, 2 hours. And so when I went to his retreat, the second one, I went to the first one and had a hard time with it. I was in my head. I kept telling myself, I'm not doing it right. I left there. I didn't have this instantaneous recovery like some others had experienced, and that I had read about, and that I had met, who got up and shared their experience. And so I left Niagara Falls feeling just a little deflated, feeling like, what, I could help other people, I could build up other businesses, but when it came to helping me, I was struggling.
Yeah.
And I kept at it. I decided, and this is my business partner who passed away 3 weeks ago, a little over 3 weeks ago. Yeah, he passed away from a heart attack, Kozo, and so I want to just give a shout out. But he had called me and introduced me to Joe Dispenza and got me a ticket to the event that was happening in Mexico.
Oh my
We
gosh.
never went. So we had Kozo, and we also had my other two partners who went, and we were putting on an event that was happening out of Hawaii. We were putting it on. I shared this with you. We were bringing 400 of the top thought leaders on the planet to see what is possible. When we come together and we share what we know, what's possible.
Right.
And really with that mindset, and that's why I love what you're up to with I Have Today, because that's what it's all about. I mean, really, really, really what it's all about. So I went to Mexico. My husband drops me off at the airport. I have a ticket, but I do not have a place to stay. So I head off to Mexico, and my husband is telling me, he's like, "You don't even have a place to stay." And I go, "Watch me. I'm going to be in a suite. I'll be completely dialed in. Just watch me." And so he drops me off at the airport. I'm walking away, and the wheel on my suitcase pops off. And I'm like, "Okay, this is a sign," because the wheel that popped off was the front wheel. So I was fine. I was still wheeling away. I get to Mexico, and I'm in baggage claim, and I see these beautiful women that are all over in baggage claim. And I go over, I introduce myself, I tell them my story, how, I've headed off to Mexico, I'm going to Joe Dispenza's event, and I'm going to heal, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this and figure this out. So I, again, befriended them. We had this wonderful conversation. They said, "Absolutely, come with us." And they said, "You know what? We have a place." But they got an actual house, and I had a place to stay with them. So I ended up staying longer than I was planned. I was only supposed to be there 1 week, and I stayed there for over a month.
Wow.
So I get there, Diane, and when I get there, I'm going to register, and you have Dr. Matt, who is my team leader, and he looks at me and he says, "You're a female. You're a woman." And I go, "Yes, yes, I am." And he goes, "We have all men on our team." And he says, "The algorithm that put this team together was all men." He goes, "You're joining a man's group that has 61 men, and now you, one female."
Wow.
So it was one of the most surreal experiences. They completely embraced me. I was referred as their divine goddess. They told me I was their queen. And we spent the entire week together meditating, where we would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I would leave my house that I was at with my now really good friends. I mean, I talk to them, and we keep in contact with all of my band of brothers and the sisters that I met there. And we would head off to go meditate, and we would do rope courses with the group that we were with, and these workshops and meditating. And what came over me was this feeling of being a mama bear, and really stepping into, here's somebody that has spent the last 20 years showing up and putting together North America's largest women's conference.
Yes.
And here I was focused on, what was coming to me was, this is a time for men and women to come together and
Yes.
really support each other, family to family, and start talking about healthy options that are available out there. Because what happened to me was I was able to go ahead and create this platform. I call it the Real Share.
Yes.
And it's an opportunity for us to share what we know, and to also share without stigmas, without any judgment, without fear tactics, without any kind of shaming, but just what is available to you on the planet. And I'm not opposed to chemo or radiation. I wasn't a candidate for surgery because it had spread to so many places. So I really had to get after what's going on the planet right now. And I knew inherently in my gut that there were healthy options that were available. And so one of my doctors came back. And so you can imagine we're having this Zoom call.
Yeah.
And one of my doctors comes back and says, you know what, we all think that you should take targeted radiation, that this is where it's at. It had spread into my spine. And they were telling me this. They said, Michelle, it's like a magic eraser.
Yeah.
This is what you need to do. And I thought, I'm okay. I'm okay because I trusted this team of individuals that we put together, and they were showing up in these loving hearts and sharing what possibilities there were and what other options there were.
Yes.
And then I remember Ian saying to me, and my team saying to me, you're not upset? You're okay? And I said, yeah, because I have no fear. And you said this in your talk when you started. If you come in and this thinking from fear, it's this mindset that you are not able to show up and really be supportive of yourself. If you are showing up in fear and not love,
Right.
it really, really, really takes a toll on how you're showing up for yourself. And so I made the promise to myself that I would show up in love and that I would be in a place of full integrity and I would be in that beautiful present moment. And I love this quote that Joe Dispenza says, and he says, love life and life will love you back.
Yes.
And I decided, you know what, if I only have 90 days, like I was being told, then I am going to live it like every day is my last day. I'm going to live every day as if I have today.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Michelle.
Miraculous. And so these doctors came back a week later, this team, and I refer to them as my wellness team family. They are, I've got now 82 of these individuals and put them together in the Real Share, created a platform called Made with Love, which is a global directory. It also has a global calendar that we share, and it's for individuals like us that can come in and say, you know what, here's my share. This is what I experienced. This is what I went after. This is what I found that has helped me heal, and that I'm sharing. And so that's what's happened is my most recent PET scan has showed me in the clear. I am, cancer. I have had no cancer growth in 4 months.
Wow.
Has continued to have the decrease. I have zero pain. I'm feeling great. And the things that I'm doing, besides I've got this protocol that was sourced through the Real Share. We found this protocol, and when they came back and they said, we've compared the patients and we've said, okay, what is this patient doing that's out in Germany? What's this patient doing, that's out in California, which is what I was doing. And we started comparing our logs.
Yeah.
And started doing it the Real Share style. And lo and behold, there was my answer.
Yes.
It was through sharing, just friends to friends, families to families, and looking at, again, what is possible right now.
Wow. Wow. I mean, Michelle, this is so extraordinary. And honestly, I mean, I expect nothing less from you because I just know your ability. I know your influence. I know we're friends too. That I just want to touch on a couple of things that you said. First of all, the first thing is whatever the doctor diagnosed in the beginning, you said that didn't feel right. And so you trusted that, which is so key. The second thing is obviously that you went right into, I'm not doing this alone. I'm surrounding myself with the team of the best of the best. And the third thing you did is you're choosing joy, you're choosing love, you're coming from that place. And you also have, gathered like only you can do, Michelle, just the world globally on this quest to really keep things real. and be there and come from a place of love. And I feel, I want to tie this into, mentally recharging, not living in that place of negative thinking. You could have gone, someone gives you a diagnosis like that. You could have just said, lights out. I'm done. I'm just going to crawl in a hole and just fade away. But no, you took action. And this is what I'm getting is, all of this, as we know, happens for you. It happens for us. The worst things possible are to catapult us out to be the best version that we can possibly be. And you just emulate that in everything you do. It's just extraordinary. I'm just so honored to be on this journey with you, and I've watched you this whole year too. Yeah.
Thank you for that too, because you don't really understand how you're going to show up until life presents a situation.
Exactly.
You know what? I'm having a WTF moment. This calls for my wellness team family.
Yes.
And I made it fun. I just thought, you know what? Wherever I'm at, I'm going to continue to do the work that I have been doing, and that is providing women resources. And I thought, here is an opportunity for me to do that for myself, and provide resources, and for me to really step into this and say, okay, what is it that I need? And it's interesting too, Diane, because I have so many people right now reaching out that are wanting to have some insight into how do I show up and be positive. And it's hard to do. You think that it's really an easy thing to be constantly showing up,
right,
and being positive. And it's you have to actually work at it. And I refer to this as check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because it's so easy to get into this situation of really feeling down. And also having individuals that love you, that are out there, but they simply don't know how to show up for you. And their family members, I mean, their best friends. I mean, I had to really separate myself from this negative talk. There was one particular doctor's appointment I went to, I brought a family member to, and the doctor was saying, I'm not a candidate for surgery. She says, it's here. It's, she was describing all the places it was at. So I make a joke and say, so she didn't name off an organ, the doctor. And so I said, so you think I got a chance?
Yeah.
And the doctor laughed. I laughed. And my family member, so I'm not going to put on the spot, says, why are you joking? This is no time to be joking. And I thought, this is absolutely the time to be making jokes.
Yes.
This is the time that you want to own your wellness and really step into being collectively together with mind, body, soul, spirit.
Yes.
And it's the first time that I actually trust my gut response, and I trust myself.
Yeah.
And that's powerful. I mean, that for me, I've never had that before, where I really trusted my gut and said, you know what? No, this is what I need. And come to find out, that particular doctor has since been let go. The clinic that she was at, but she was getting paid 30% off of chemo treatments that I would have been taking. I never had chemo. I never had radiation.
Wow.
And again, I did these other treatments that are out there that not only protected my immune system, but lifted my immune system up. Yeah. So I haven't had a cold. I haven't had anything at all. I mean, I have more energy than I know what to even do with.
Well, you look extraordinary. I mean, I never seen you look better. And I could literally talk to you all day long. I love this, and I can't wait to see you physically when we can see each other. So, all right. So how can people find out more information about you and the Real Share?
So be a part of this. Right now our membership is free. I just want to get it out there. I want others to alleviate despair. Whatever situation you're going through, that's when you feel safe and you feel like you have options, healthy options, that's when despair alleviates. That's when we're able to really go to a place of being in support of ourselves. And so you want to go to therealshare.com. We are doing a beta test where we're polling 20 individuals together. We are having them take an assessment, a needs assessment, so you can see in the 5 to Thrive where you need extra reinforcement or in areas that you want to work on. So the 5 to Thrive is career, physical, financial, social, community. And then you get to go ahead and have these resources, individuals like yourself that are thought leaders that can give you expert information. So you're not going out to the internet, which that information hasn't been vetted. We all know about fake news. And again, I don't want to be sold. I want what is best for me without being sold. And that's really what it's about. It's if we can share family to family of what is working and really get to the bottom of this and own our wellness, you know, that to me is that healing. That's where the healing is going to take place. And we'll all actually go there.
Yeah. Well, it's been amazing having you on the show. We had a ticker showing everyone how to find you at the Real Share. Wait, what was it, Kelly? TheRealShare.com. Okay. So if you want to
find it at Michelle Patterson Live.
Michelle.
And be a part of this. And I love the work that you and I are doing together. So definitely check it out, and we'll keep pushing the envelope.
We'll keep doing what we're doing, right?
Yes.
Right. Well, thank you so much for being here, Michelle.
Thank you.
Love you so much.
I love. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Isn't she amazing? Just extraordinary. I could talk to her and listen to her all day long. The work she's doing in this world is incredible. It's just amazing. So, okay. So let's move to the Mentor Me Minute. I don't know how much time we have for questions, but let's see what's there. Okay. Hey there. All right. So this is our Mentor Me Minute segment where I take questions from you live here on the air and I answer you for 1 whole minute, the most powerful, impactful information I can offer you. So let's see one of the questions. Okay. How can you help me with my fear about my chronic pain and illness? Oh my God, Jessica from New Jersey. Thank you so much for being here and for your question. And how timely and perfect is this? Because we just had Michelle who shared so much. So I hope you got a lot of insight on how she took what was happening to her and turned that around. So I think that's got to be the advice that I give. Go to the Real Share and be a part of a community that can really help you. That's one piece of it. The other piece of it is that, again, there's no disease is dis-ease of the mind. Does not matter what is happening to you, does not matter when it happened to you, where it's happening to you. You can literally impact it and change it through your mindset. Start thinking positively. Start doing things that bring you joy. Do anything to divert your attention away from it. Don't keep focusing on it. You know, what we focus on expands and it grows. So do anything you can to divert that attention. Start with gratitude, gratitude for all the things that are going right and are going well for you. And then do whatever you can to keep a positive mindset. Okay. Thank you so much. Was that a minute? Minute on the dot. Okay. One more. What do you recommend I read or watch to help with my negative thoughts, Donna? Okay. Oh my gosh, so many things. All right. Here's what I would do for watching, Donna. I would go on YouTube and just put in the search area, positive mindset. Okay. Get rid of negative thoughts. Do a search and just see what pops up for you and just start clicking through things and seeing what resonates with you. I shared today, that I'm following Brian Scott now, and I just stumbled upon him because I do a lot in this in this genre, in this arena, and you got to tap into what might work for you. So just sample. There's a million things out there. That's what I would do for watching it. Be deliberate about it. Be intentional with it. Do it every day. Work on that mindset every single day. And then the same thing with books. God, there's so many positive ones. We just talked about Joe Dispenza, and I just finished rereading his book, Becoming Supernatural. Get that book. That is a must read. So that's the two places I would start. Okay. All right. So who was our first guest? Jessica? Jessica, I am going to send you an I Have Today mug. So be sure to send us a private message on Facebook with your address, and my team and I will get you out an I Have Today mug. And who was the second one? Donna. Donna, I feel generous today. I'm going to send you my book. So make sure you send me a private message on Facebook with your name and address, and we'll get you out the book. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh, how are we doing on time? Okay. So what I want you to do right now is just take a deep breath. It's been a great show, right? We talked a lot about how to recharge mentally. We want to stop negative thoughts, and how to do that. Be cognizant about what you're watching. You don't have to go all the way back to when something happened in order for you to start recharging right here from where you are. Nothing else has to change in your life. And then surround yourself with new habits that serve you in positivity, in inspiration, that'll help alleviate and get rid of some of those dandelions to replace them with the bed of roses, like I talked about. Michelle Patterson was amazing, her extraordinary journey, and follow her. Join the Real Share, Michelle Patterson Live. Follow her and be a part of that amazing energy and community. I know I'm doing it. As soon as we finish up, I'm already part of the Real Share, but I'm gonna join everything that she's got because she's so amazing. So, all right, now what I want to do is take us on this guided meditation, this mantra meditation based on what we talked about, and allow it to heal you on every single level. Okay. So let's start with just close your eyes and taking a deep breath and hold it for a moment, and then blow it out like you're blowing out birthday candles. Let's do another one of those. Take a deep breath in, hold it, and then release it. Let's do one more. Should start to feel relaxed already. I know I do. Breathe in and hold it, and blow it out. I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles, big and small, I notice them all. Yes, 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 thank you. I'm so grateful to be alive today. I'm so grateful that I opened my eyes and have this day in front of me. I'm already learning so much. I'm already different today than I was yesterday. I am on my path and I am never off of it. I love surrounding myself with people and experiences that are uplifting, and they serve me. They show me how loved I am, how special I am, how worthy I am. I know that I can release fear. Fear just means false evidence appearing real. It's not even tangible. It's not even touchable. I can just let it go. I now know that the only emotion that matters and that has always mattered is the emotion of love. And God, the universe, spirit, whatever I believe in, the universe has my back. Always has, always will. I can release negative thoughts that no longer serve me and replace them with positive, uplifting thoughts. I can take every day a little bit of time out of every day and recharge my mental battery. I am consistent with it. I am committed to it. I can do this. I am limited by nothing. There's nothing I can't be, do, or have. I am no less deserving than anybody else. I am so deserving. I am worth having the extraordinary life that I came here to have. I am worthy and deserving of everything that I want. And I can release my attachment to the person I used to think I was so that I can be opened up to the person that I came here to be, just like Michelle Patterson. I am worthy. I am deserving. I am love. I am the light. And I am here. And I have today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you can open your eyes. That was amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Be here every Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Follow me on social media at Diane Forster Official or at I Have Today with Diane Forster. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.